When the philosopher Viktor Frankl was in the Nazi prison camps as a prisoner and death was all around him, people were giving up. People were turning to stealing. People were turning to becoming predatory towards other prisoners. People were telling on each other for things that they had not done in order to get favor with the guards. People were taking their own lives because the depression was too much. Sadness and depression were all around him. What he found was that the people who were able to survive these terrible conditions all had one thing in common. The one thing that they had in common was all of them had a reason to live, something that they were doing, a mission, a task, a purpose that they were pursuing, which they had to complete, and therefore they could not die before they completed it. What he found, Viktor Frankl, and he created his therapy based on this, his psychotherapy, his approach to psychotherapy, which he called logotherapy. What he found based on his experiences in this camp, and he wrote a very famous book. It's called Man's Search for Meaning. I recommend that you guys read it. Read it. What he discovered was the key to surviving depression, sadness, extremely dark situations, moments where you feel like giving up, is to have a goal, a task, a mission, a purpose that you are chasing, something that you are aiming at in the future, which is your own personal, it becomes your own personal reason to live, to keep on living. And therefore, it removes the pain from you because you feel like your life is meaningful, because it is meaningful. Now, what Frankl found, and this is true in the science, in psychology science, and also true in personal experience, my own life, excuse me, my own life, many other people's life experiences, is that setting a goal for yourself is the way out. Okay, so if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling like life is terrible and so on, the simplest, easiest, most evidence-backed solution is to set a new goal for yourself. Okay, and the goal doesn't have to be something huge. Okay, like conventionally something world-changing, like you're gonna come up with a new medicine that cures cancer or something. The goal can be as simple as losing a certain amount of weight or putting on a certain amount of weight or having a certain amount of savings in your bank account, like a few £100 or something like this. What Frankl also found was the goal his fellow prisoners had, a lot of them were not sort of grand and world changing. Like I wanna take down this dictatorship or something like that. A lot of the prisoners, their goal was something as simple as I have a painting which I've not completed yet, which I want to complete. And that was enough to help them to survive to places like Auschwitz, things like this. Okay? So if it can work there, the point is it can work for you. Okay? And me and everyone else. So if you're in a dark place, here's what you need to do. Okay? You need to sit down and you need to ask yourself what kind of things would you like in your life? What kind of, you can even ask, what problems do you have that you would like to solve? Okay. You want to create a sort of list for yourself of things you want and things that you're currently experiencing that you don't want, that you want to kind of solve and get rid of. Then you want to take this list, okay, and you want to go ahead and pick one thing from the list and pick the thing that you think is like most important, most relevant to you, most you can pick a problem that you have that you really need to solve, which is causing you the most amount of pain. And this becomes now your goal that you're going to aim at. Okay, you want to basically write down the thing. So, for example, it could be that you need to lose a certain amount of weight because you're experiencing health problems. So you say, I want to lose, and then you need to put a specific number. Okay, the first word you need to remember is specific. It needs to be specific. You can't make it general. I need to lose weight is not a good goal because it's not, you don't know when you've done it enough because it's too general. There's no specific criteria there for you. It needs to be specific. I need to lose 20 pounds. I need to lose 30 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is. You need to make it specific. That's the first thing. I need to make £100. I need to make £5,000, whatever it is. And you need to make it very clear, very specific. Okay, for school, for example, don't say I need to pass my exams. That's too general. I need to get an A in my English higher exam. That's specific. That's what you want to do. Okay, because it's clear. If you've done it, if you've not done it, it's clear. Okay, this is the first thing. This is how you get your big shot of motivation and the big feeling of meaning. Okay, because now you have a task, a mission that you're trying to complete. The next thing you want to do, along with making it specific and clear, is you want to make it also realistic. Okay, that's important. Maybe I should have put realistic first. You don't want to make it like, I want to get a PhD and you're like 14, something like that. That's a good goal, okay, but that's going to take you like 15 years, something like that, to get. You see? Right now, what's realistic for you is, I want to pass my National 5 exam in English, something like that, yeah? So make it realistic, okay, to you. Now, I'm not saying you cannot achieve it long term, you can, but I'm saying make it realistic to this point in your life. That's important, okay? Now, the other thing you want to do, once it's realistic and clear, is you want to make it time bound, all right? You want to make it time bound. You want to set a deadline for it. And a good deadline is either 6 months or 1 year. And if these are too long, you can make it even 3 months. Just make the goal smaller and make it 3 months. And if that's too long, make it 1 month. Depending on your motivation level, you can reduce the deadline so then you are pushed more to chase it. Hmm? You don't want to make it more than 1 year, okay? Because then it's too long and the pressure isn't there for you to do anything. Like when uh like when your workplace or your university or your teacher in school, if they say to you, a year from now we're gonna have an exam, you you probably forget about it up until a month before, right? If they say we have an exam next week, here's the study paper. You're gonna study every single day until that paper. You see, it's a difference. So you want to make the deadline for the goal long enough away so you actually can do it, but close enough to where you feel a little bit of pressure to start moving towards it. And you need this pressure because this is what will help you to get out of bed and will stop you from like doing the negative behaviors that depression and things like this make you do, which is like staying in bed all day or so on. Yeah, procrastinating with games or TV, etc., etc. So do these three things, and also another one. This will be the last thing I'll say, and then I'll finish. Make the goal small enough to achieve. This is important. Okay, make the goal small enough to achieve. Now, normally you'd say aim high. That's a good piece of advice in general. Aim high, aim as high as you can. But if you are in a state of depression and sadness and you're in like a dark place, you want to actually aim low. You don't want to aim high, you want to aim low. And the reason you want to aim low is because if you aim high, your natural response is going to be, well, I can't achieve it. I'm not going to be able to do it, so there's no point. Let me not try. If you aim low, however, you will be able to achieve it and you will be able to do it, and therefore you can get like a quick win. For example, you want to start going to the gym, you want to lose 100 pounds or something like this. That can be your big long-term goal, but you want to break that down into something very easy to do, which you can do today. So take the big goal, okay, which is like for a year from now, and break that down into smaller goals, really small goals. Okay? Like for example, the first goal, we want to make it very easy to achieve, very, very low, very easy to do. For example, the goal is today I'm going to sign up for the gym. Very easy to do. You can do that right now and take you 30 seconds, or 1 minute, and you can achieve your first goal and feel good. Now you're on the journey. The next goal would be, again, aiming low and achievable. The next goal after that would be, okay, I'm signed up for the gym. Now, today I'm gonna go to the gym for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna walk around, see where everything is, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm not even gonna work out. Very achievable. You see, and this is extremely opposite to how people normally approach uh, this goal with exercising things. They usually say something like, "I'm gonna work out for 2 hours, and I'm gonna." But then when the day comes, they're like, "That sounds scary. I've never been to a gym before. How can I work out for 2 hours? Yeah, forget that. I'm just gonna stay home." So, but if the goal is, I'm just gonna go in, I'm not even gonna work out. I'm just gonna walk around, see where everything is, maybe say hello to the staff, just tell them I'm new here, etc. And then I'm gonna leave. That's easy. Everyone could do that, you see? And now you have another win under your belt. Okay, and now the next day you say, okay, now I know where everything is. And maybe you need to do that twice, 3 times. Just go in there and don't work out until you feel comfortable. That's fine. You're on your own journey, you're not on someone else's. That's cool. Now the next day you go and you say, okay, today I'm just gonna walk for 10 minutes on the treadmill or even 5 minutes, depending on your physical condition. And then I'm gonna leave. Yeah, that's it. Easy to do, huh? Everyone can walk for at least 5 minutes. Yes, 10 minutes. And then you leave. And eventually you set little goals like this. Today I'm gonna try and lift a 1 kg dumbbell or a very small half a kg dumbbell. That's easy for me to do. I'm just gonna do it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Eventually you keep going like this, you stack up the goals, and eventually you're going to the gym every day for like an hour or 5 days a week, 4 days a week for an hour, and you didn't even notice the momentum. You see? And that's the same for everything. It's not just working out, but it's same for everything. Okay. And if you think about the best games, the best video games, they all start like this. They all have this formula. They start you off with an extremely easy win, like which is literally children can win. They can do it. Like that very famous game, Cut the String. You just go like this, and you win the first level, and it makes a big noise, and you get like a dopamine rush. Yeah. Candy Crush, you shoot one thing, and the whole thing falls apart, and you win the first level. It was easy. You think, wow, that was easy. And then eventually it stacks up until you continue and you pursue, and it gets difficult, difficult, difficult until you're doing like highly complicated things. You see, and now you're addicted to it. And but with your goals, if it's a good thing, you're addicted to like a good thing. You see, and now you do it without even thinking about it. That's what you want to do for yourself. Okay. And now you see, if you're in this addicted, positive, pursuing a goal type state, you can't be depressed. Okay, depression is now gone. You see? Because you're doing stuff and you have some mission that you're pursuing, and it's this mission that you're pursuing which gives your life meaning. It's, I'm here because I'm doing this thing. It gives you meaning. It solves the existential problem. Why am I here? Why are we alive? It gives you this meaning. Okay? Now, when you get older, your existential questions might get a bit deeper than that. Okay? Um, but those are for another day. All right? Those are for another day. But even at the most extreme existential levels of pain, the goal setting thing still works. Okay? Because trust me, because I do it. Okay? I do it. And I deal with the most extreme existential questions. Okay? I go to the deepest, darkest parts of philosophical hell, and I deal with all the demons in there. All right. And this goal setting thing still works. Okay. It worked in Auschwitz. So, and it works for me in the darkest philosophical abysses. So it'll work for you. Yeah. It'll work for you. No problem. Okay. So anyway, the point is, if you're depressed, if you're not in a good place, set a goal. Okay. Set a new goal for yourself. Make it specific. Break the big goal down into very extremely easily achievable goals. Something that you can do today. Do it. Walk the path. Set a deadline for yourself, either 3 months, or 6 months, or a year. Walk the path every day until you get to it. Once you achieve it, congratulations. You're now grown as a person. You feel good about yourself. Now set another goal and continue. Okay. Ideally, set a goal which is aligned. Start first. It could be a random goal. It doesn't really matter because you're finding yourself anyway. But as you get older, ideally set goals which are aligned with your natural talents and inclinations and interests. And then you can eventually become like a master in your field. But even if you don't become a master, this is just the way that you can live your life and avoid the worst of sadness, things like this. Okay. Anyway, I hope that helps and take care.